What the heck? Stop audio. Testing. All right, what's up, you guys? How you guys doing? Sorry about all that stuff. I pressed for whatever particular reason, Ray. I decided to go live, and OBS was like, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and we're not gonna route your, you know, your audio to the right places. I'm like, really? Well,
my favorite is when OBS goes live and then Studio's like, no, I'm not ready.
Do all that too. That is so frustrating. Okay,
it happens all the time. It's my absolute favorite.
No, hopefully
I'm excited because I forgot I just ordered new ear tips for my in-ears, so hopefully I stop touching my ears 700 times during a show because they're slipping out of my face. So I mean,
yeah, what's up, Mighty Megatron? We've got in chat.
We are professionals.
That's right. We've got Galactic Gaming Dan. We've got Texas Attitude right now, and as you can tell, the bot is freaking out.
Dude, Texas Attitude, I hope you feel better. The guy said he had like 104-degree fever last night.
Dude, that's what he's telling me. I was like, dude, I'm just glad you're like, okay, seriously. Like,
well, he sends me a DM on Discord this morning, and he's like, oh man, I'm so sorry I missed your stream. First of all, I was like, you don't have to apologize for that. Like, and then he was like, but I had 104-degree fever. I'm like, dude, are you alive? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
but let me be very clear that me and Tex running around not Pandora on Borderlands 4 last night is not as important as you recovering from scrambled egg fever.
Yeah, so he said he can kick this. He says it's only 100 now. That's much better.
Yes, that's much better. Believe it or not, those 4 degrees are a huge deal in calculating fever.
Yeah, I think once your temperature reaches, I think 106, your brain starts to boil. Not to be like too graphic,
crazy,
but
crazy. Mighty Megatron says, Mighty Megatron says they enjoyed seeing me on Side Scrollers. I thank you for being there, Megatron. If I missed you in chat, I apologize. I felt a little bit out of my depth yesterday, if I'm being honest with you. There was a lot of like, I mean, I don't think the Charlie Kirk stuff is necessarily political stuff. I think it's like human right and wrong stuff. But I was like, how do I not embarrass myself on this program? That was my whole.
I think both you and Fox both did a great job. Because I know Fox was supposed to be on talking about gaming and stuff like that before too, and then he did it on the day, or the day after.
Yeah. What a weird week to stream,
dude. Very weird.
It's been a weird week, and like I said this at the top of our Borderlands stream last night. Which shout out to freaking Gore. The thumbnail stuff that we had last night was very good.
Yeah,
very good. It was a little bit of a Ray and Gore collab. He did some of the early concept and some of the elements, and then I kind of stitched it all together. But Gore is a freaking comic gangster. Like he's incredible. So Mighty, thanks so much for the love for Side Scrollers. The day before, how am I supposed to follow Silver Fox? Like Silver Fox actually talk some political stuff from time to time. I think he's a little bit more educated on that stuff from time to time. So like, as far as the Rumble brethren being dropped in, I was very emasculated by having to follow someone like Silver Fox. Galactic Gaming said yes, said the same. It wasn't in the chat, just like yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. It was a weird week, Tex. I said this at the beginning of our stream last night before we went into Borderlands 4. Like, I'm approaching the place where I want to be very careful with what I say because I don't want people to misunderstand me. I'm not saying that like move on from Charlie Kirk. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. What I am saying though is it's okay for us to still live our lives and do the things that we want to do. And so like if like people who are upset in the morning, I totally understand that. Like I get it. And like I watched the video of Erica last night. Oh my God. One of the most brutal things I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Like ever. But like I'm hoping that when we do content like this, people don't understand that we're not being irreverent to a situation. We are trying to be able to distract and bring hope and happiness and entertainment in the midst of that situation. And sometimes it's been good for us to kind of like go through it together. So on Side Scrollers yesterday, we had this whole show that we've been prepping for a week. Like I've been going through like run sheets and here are the funny videos we're going to talk about. And here we're going to hit Nintendo Direct, which I think we never even hardly talked about at all. And then other than me making the joke that you're just going to pay $90 for the same Mario game that you bought 50 years ago.
Just true,
but then like literally
20,
like not even an hour before we went live yesterday, the news broke that they caught the guy. And so like, what else are you going to talk about?
Yeah. And I think, you know, I was going to stream on Wednesday and I just couldn't. You know, in all honesty, like, because I mean, of course I saw the video like a lot of other people, and it was just very.
Yeah, you're who told me what was going on,
dude. Because I got a message from my friend Heat, and of course he's not hanging out in chat right now, but you know, I used to do a lot of stuff like what Charlie did, not to the extent that he did in terms of being in front of college kids and stuff, but I used to do on like Stick'em and on Skype. They used to have these things called Skype casts, so you can go in and you can.
I want to clarify because I've heard you say Stick'em like 100 times. Are you saying Stick Cam?
Yes.
Is that how you call it? You say Stick'em, but it wasn't it actually Stick Cam?
It probably was, but you know, I go by my own the way that I mean, I just run it my own mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tiny Chat and Stick Cam, dude, used to be the move back in the day.
Yes,
that was Discord before Discord.
Yes, and so you know, I used to get on there and I would debate people from all walks of life, from scientists to Muslims to Catholics. It doesn't matter. To talk about, you know, issues going on in not only in the country but also, you know, theological differences and worldview differences and stuff like that, and I loved it. And it just, I mean, it shook me to my core that it was just, you know, somebody just decided to kind of do that, and so I just, you know, not only the fact that I followed him and I've admired him because of his stance and how bold he is to stand up for what he believes in. It just shook you to your core to be like, is this where we're at as a country now, where, you know, everybody's open game and such, you know? The
thing that shakes me is that like, he's just a dude.
Yes.
Like he's not an elected official. Like, and do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not involved in the machine of politics. He's absolutely involved in the machine of politics. I think he's probably responsible for registering more under 25 Republicans and influencing election than probably we've seen in a long time, if not ever. But beyond that, like, he has no political power other than his following. Like he doesn't have influence. He's not an elected official. He's not a senator. So like for me, I mean, I know he's much more than this. Like again, like I'm trying really hard to not like say things are going to be taken the wrong way because I don't mean to be rude, but like Charlie Kirk's a content creator that had such a following that it gave him political respect in that realm. Like it got him an audience with people that were the actual politicians. This to me is like if you or I or Joker or Pudge and I'm just listing people, like grew our audience and became an influencer that was so well known and so divisive that someone shot us. Like I get that he's going political. I understand that. I understand that he was very divisive in his opinions. But the reality of it is, a lot of us who have conservative values, whether we are extremist or non-extremist or whatever, like we're all considered divisive because we don't run with the pack. We don't follow the herd. And so like it to me, the thing that shook me is like they just killed a guy. Like they didn't kill a president. They didn't kill a senator. They just killed a guy. So for me, it's like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Gore says, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. Hey, yeah, who likes orange soda? Kel loves orange soda.
Yeah, I
What
think.
what a transition.
Yes, I know. And that's plus like his wife was there, all that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
there's
Well, his
whole
daughter was there, right?
yeah, I
Was
think
that
his
real? I heard
kids were
that.
there. I thought too. I thought
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
heard.
yeah.
Um, you know, the thing is that there shouldn't be that kind of an issue within American politics. Unfortunately, it is. There is definitely a side that doesn't want to have peace with the other side.
Yeah.
And you know, we're not necessarily a political show, and I'm not going to get into all
No.
that necessarily here. But you know, be praying for your neighbor. Try to be good to
Yeah.
your neighbor if you can, and hopefully, you know, we can kind of squash it before it gets too freaking crazy. You know.
That's the thing that I was getting ready to say. Like, forget the left side, forget the right side, forget argumentative, forget agendas, forget all of those things. There's two things to put a period on this. We have to, as people, be better.
Yeah.
Like, as people, we just have to be better. You look at last week beyond Charlie Kirk, we have the Charlotte stabbing, we have a school shooting on the same day that Charlie Kirk happens. Obviously, what happened with Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
All these things take place, and all these things are giving people more ways to be divided. My encouragement to everybody is to understand that the way this is intended to work is for us to be able to understand that, like, Tex likes tacos and I like pizza, and we have a difference of agreement. It doesn't make Tex wrong and it doesn't make me wrong, but we're going to come together. We're going to make our country and our neighborhoods and our communities a better place, whether we agree or disagree on what our viewpoints are. And so, like, for me, I think it works for me because it helps me sleep at night. I don't know if it works for the people that I interact with, but I've got a lot of friends that, like, they're unbelievably extreme left, and I'm moderate to more conservative right, and have great disagreements with those people. And just probably 2 months ago, one of my friends was like, I've always really appreciated the fact that even though I know that you and I completely and totally disagree on this specific issue, that, like, you've never made me feel like I'm not a person because we have a disagreement. And so, like, be better, uh open the conversation. That's what Charlie was doing. He
Yeah.
believed that having a conversation that was founded in disagreement would lead to us finding common ground and us pushing this nation forward in a positive way. So be better. And number two, man, like, pray for our country, pray for our leaders,
Mhm.
pray for your family, pray for your kids. Like, there is power in prayer. And I believe so strongly that as a nation, when we can come together and find the one thing that we can agree on, and I think that both sides can agree to some extent on prayer or goodness to each other, start there and move forward. That's
Yeah.
my last statement.
Last will, last
And I'll
testament.
stop ruining your show.
No, it's our show, bud. So that's fine.
I get it.
But yeah, and I just think that, you know, look, and I'll be honest with everybody, 100%. How I truly feel in my heart. I don't know sometimes how to love people on the other side the right way. Yeah. It is hard to know how to love somebody who would have no problem to turn around and just throw a dagger in your back and be done with you. That doesn't believe that you should breathe the air on the planet, that you shouldn't be able to have a family and all that other kind of stuff. And those are some really soul-searching questions and issues that all of us have to address.
Yeah.
But I tend to think along the lines of what Jesus said, which is do good to those who persecute you, who take advantage of you,
or do evil against you.
Yes.
I think isn't that the actual quote?
Yes. And I think all that encapsulates in what he said. You know, that's how we can hopefully kind of change the dynamic. And even some people on the left, this is going to be the last to say it, and I promise you guys will get into it because I know we're really talking about Nintendo Direct and stuff like that. We're going to talk about that because they got some cool stuff coming out, like the virtual.
They got one really specific. Oh, that's I was going to say. I was going to tease it. We're supposed to tease it, Tex. You're supposed to say.
It's right up there.
Nintendo talked about a fantastic new version of vintage tech at Nintendo Direct this week. What was it? We'll talk later.
But I forgot where I was saying. But
you're saying that it was difficult to love the other side.
Right. You know that the compassion that Charlie showed towards his fellow man, and when he went out and he talked to people, I totally agree with you, Seven. 100% on that, dude.
They're both on CNN.
That you know, a lot of people have now woken up to the fact that the left has been lying to them, which they have. CNN, MSNBC, leadership in the Democratic Party, stuff like
Yep.
that. And even we've been lied to by Republicans too as well. Don't as well.
100%.
But just to say that about this whole push for Nazis, that we're Nazis and all this other kind of stuff. So I think that trying to love them and try to be good to them, even if they want to be foul to me, I think is definitely the right way to move forward. And but that's it, you guys. We'll talk about it as things come up, and if anything that you guys want to ask about doing anything, or have any comments, you guys are more than welcome to chime into as well. We also do have a call-in number, which you guys can try. We're going to try that out a little bit later. You'll be able to hear me, but you won't be able to hear Ray, but you can come on, ask your question or make your statement, and then we'll talk about it on the air too as well. But yeah, other than that, how you been doing, Ray? How are things going on?
I'm doing great. I wanted to open on actually a piece of tech this morning.
Yes.
Because you so lovingly called me out and were like, you screwed my opening up last week because I could hear your microphone. And so
that was my fault.
No, it actually wasn't. I thought I was muted, and I guess that I wasn't. But here is the way that I've been getting around this. And look, guys, I want to say this too. When we're talking about tech in routing and tech in production, so whether this is live production, whether this is broadcast production, whatever, it's the same exact thing. Like so many times we look at redundancy like it's a bad thing, and in production, redundancy is like the best thing ever. And so I didn't know this when I got it. Excuse me. I'm getting congested. I think you're giving it to me all the way from Texas.
That's right, dude. Get it.
I got this. Can't get it out of my throat. So I run a Go XLR that powers all of my mic mix, right? Like I can route everything in my Go XLR. I can do my EQing in the software. I can do all that kind of stuff. Go XLR. And I know that people in chat are gonna be like, Go XLR is dying. They closed their Canada office. I get it. I know it. I understand. I'm gonna run this thing till the wheels fall off because it really is a great piece of tech. But when I got my Stream Deck Plus, the Stream Deck Plus has OBS plugins that allow you, and I think you can actually probably do it on the Stream Deck 2 text, not just the Plus, but there's OBS plugins specifically that allow you to turn your OBS audio sources on and off with a button push of the Stream Deck Plus. So for me, when I go into my loading screens and my pre-show, I make sure that myself, my Discord, my mixer volume, and then or my game volume, and then like my actual PC is all muted in OBS, like while I'm in pre-show. And then in pre-show and OBS, I send my music it's baked into my video. I don't like that's just going. So that just happens through OBS. And then when I'm getting ready to start and I hit my first scene, then I unmute my mic. I unmute the fact that I know that I need like whatever. So like I'm using like my Go XLR to actually pass through audio. But like for me, I mean, even last night, you and I were talking, I was talking to your chat on stream and no one on my stream could hear me because I still like my mic was working. I was able to talk to everybody that's in my Discord. I'm able to do all the behind the scenes, the green room style stuff. And then when I'm ready for people out there to hear it, they're ready to hear it. So like those plugins, whether, and I don't think that's a Plus exclusive. I thought it was. What's exclusive about it for me is it shows my meter levels right on that Plus, and I can touch that little mini screen and turn it on and off.
I really, because I have like 2 Stream Decks. That's what I have. Because someone named 7 of 7 says that it's dangerous that we have a call-in number because I know 7, and that's true. That's very true. We got to be careful.
And we don't have a producer that's screening you guys. Yeah. So
good morning, Small. Welcome on in, dude. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Gore says Stream Deck is amazing. Small, you are one of the best. I didn't say this publicly anywhere but on my stream today. So Wishnick is one of the hugest part, like the most supportive parts of the Rumble community. You see Wishnick in like everyone's chat, like all over the place. And one of the things that I do pretty typically is like whether you're male, female, non-binary, cisgender, or whatever you want to invent this week, like I call everyone dude. Like I call my wife dude. It pisses her off. Like I call my daughter dude all the time. I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? Like whatever. And so I got a message the other day because I guess I had said called Wishnick dude or something, and someone was like, you know that's a girl. I'm like, yes, I know that Wishnick.
Yeah, well, dude, honestly, I'm from California. So is like 7, and we're taught from the time we can first start to talk to say dude and awesome and cool. Okay, that's just the way that it is. Exactly, Small. Exactly, same dude and bro. That's just the way it is.
New follower detected. Brooke Blackburn.
And what is going on with that? Did I miss that over? I think.
What up, Brooke?
There we go. Okay.
I hear Brooke in my ear like that she's here, but I don't see her in the chat. Brooke,
Yeah,
if you're in chat, you were getting here to say what's up.
Yeah, she's not. I'm just trying to refresh the
New
chat.
subscriber detected.
Because the one thing that I do like about streaming is Hi. They say hi, bud. You can come over and say hi. Come here.
Oh, dude, bring your boy in.
Little text here wants to say hi. Where's your pants?
Dude. Subs gifted
you can't
by
come in here without your pants on,
for
dude.
one gift.
He's in his diaper, everybody. He's got a diaper on. Okay, go put some shorts on.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Live television, boys and girls. I lied to you also, Tex, because I thought of this because we were talking about the Stream Deck integration. There is something that I think you should pull up and we could show people. You want to do a little bit of research? I'm not sure if you've even seen this. I'm going to throw your whole thing, I'm throwing your whole thing under the bus. Google this for me. Google the Corsair Xenon Edge, Xeneon. This is a new product from Corsair.
What is it called? The Corsair what?
Xeneon. So Xeneon. Xeneon Edge.
Okay.
Okay. This is a new monitor piece of tech. Go to the Corsair page here. Here's what's cool about this. Okay, so like you're seeing the normal stuff where people are like mounting it into the PC cases and using it as an extra monitor and all that kind of stuff. Here's the awesome thing. It's fully touchscreen. And because of Elgato's new like Stream Deck Anywhere software, you can turn this whole touchscreen into a fully customizable Stream Deck. So like for me,
that's really nice.
like look at that screen right there. So like for me, I would absolutely put like my Spotify and my Spotify controls on that to control all that. And then I'd have Stream Deck buttons to the right, the left, the whatever that is. This thing, I know that people are looking at it as like an extra monitor or like a fancy display. Really this thing is freaking dope. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that Corsair owns Elgato.
That's really surprising.
Like, that's what a lot of people are doing. They're like putting their cases for temperatures and all that kind of stuff, which I think is a fine use of it. But for me, this is like the coolest new Stream Deck ever. All the Stream Deck software and all the new Stream Deck features that they announced like a month and a half, 2 months ago are fully integrated into this monitor, into this piece of tech. So it is legit like a touch screen. Like, look at this. Is that OBS ever? That's awesome.
Yeah, that shows. Yeah, so they're showing an OBS. That is amazing.
That's a cool piece of tech.
That is cool. That is freaking dope. I'm gonna have to take.
So you never heard of this, and it's not. It's like $200. I think it's like 200, maybe 250. 250 would be higher, but like
250. And here's the thing too, though. Don't forget, we're getting ready to come on Black Friday, so there's gonna be lots of sales.
Yeah. Dude, but like here's the thing. My Stream Deck Plus when I got it was like 250. I think it's down to 200 now. Like that's a great price for a really cool piece of tech.
Yes.
So there you go.
But yeah,
Small says they've been out there for a while. Other companies are making them. They got on board and started making their own. My question: are they having those companies make them and charging more, or are they manufacturing their own? The only thing, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, everyone knows that like your Walmart cereal comes from the same factory that like your Captain Crunch comes from. And if you don't know that, then let me just like help you out there. It's the same cereal in most cases, and it like goes off the same conveyor belt and gets put in different boxes. I text that to agree. The price is reasonable. The thing that like what I don't care who makes it. What I care about in regards to this thing is that like it is fully integrated with the Stream Deck software. And so, like it's a deck.
Yeah, it is.
It's absolutely a deck. Plus, I mean, look at again like those palettes for creators. I think there's a ton of uses for this thing.
And I wondered too, like how this would work out on a two PC system setup, like because that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I run a two PC setup, and there's also, if you guys know who Harris Heller is, he just put out a really good video on how to set up a two PC streaming setup, which I shared with Ray. It's a
great clip.
Which pretty much what I do. I just haven't sat down and made a video for it.
Gore says, "I need it." Who else is gonna say that they need it? Hexic. Hexic's gonna be on that like Donkey Kong. Have you ever seen Hexic's? Like, if you ever watched Hexic stream, he has his face cam is like just wide enough that you can see the behind the scenes of how he's like you can actually watch his gameplay on his monitor from his face cam. His setup is so dope.
No,
like
I haven't seen his.
His is great, and so is Del Norin. Del
Norin's always been one of those guys that just has. It's not a stream. It's a command center.
Yeah, it looks like he's built the ship from built himself a cockpit from Star Star Citizen.
Well, I mean, he is Star Citizen diehard, 100%.
Oh, 100%. And you know who else?
Gore.
Since I'm rizzing up everybody's setups right now. Crash Fury.
Yes,
His studio is freaking nice, dude.
I know. I want to try to. We need to reach out to him and try to get him on the program. I'm sure he probably would join us. I would love to talk to him about his studio and how he kind of runs things, because it's pretty much incredible. What's up, Meg? Good morning,
Meggy Moo, my friend.
And I don't know,
Meg, where is my friend? Where's Kevin? Where is he? Get him in here. We need him.
Fresca for the win. Yes.
Kevin! We need him. Yeah, Miss Leslie says that Crash has an absolutely wicked setup. Hey, so sorry to hijack the show with that tech. When we were talking about Stream Deck stuff in the beginning, I remembered and I was like, oh, this thing is so cool.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen it, we'll show you again here. So this is what he was just showing us right now, which is the Corsair Xeon, a Z Neon Edge 14.5 LCD touchscreen, and it's freaking really cool.
Megan says Fresca for the win. Megan, this is the new black cherry Fresca. You know which one I love? The peach one. There's a peach Fresca now. If you haven't had it, very good. No. Very good. I don't know what stage of my life I'm in to regularly drink Fresca, but whatever it is, that's the stage that I'm in.
I need to know, dude. I'm gonna have to get this and play around with it. I've just decided. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I was like, oh, I really wish I was a Corsair partner so I could play with one of these.
Oh, dude, I know, right? I know.
Honestly, Meg just switched to a dual PC. I forgot about that.
Did you really, Meg? How do you like it now, being on a dual PC compared to a single? It's like life-changing, right? I mean, it's difficult to kind of get it like set up, but once you do, it's amazing.
I am a humongous fan of dual.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Leslie with the OHIO. OHIO. Hang on, Sloopy, hang on. OH. I'm not a Buckeye. I just lived there for a long time. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite the adjustment.
It says it's quite the adjustment. Well, to be clear, I haven't noticed a negative thing on your stream from it. I think that your streams are still freaking rocking and rolling. So I wouldn't worry about that.
I think
the Corsair Xeneon.
Yeah, so I think the hardest part about getting used to doing a dual PC setup is trying to figure out your audio. That's always an issue. And let me do this. I'll share the video with you guys.
Ooh, look at her. So what size confidence monitor? This is a tech conversation, so I'm sorry. Where my camera is set up, I had to get a little confidence monitor, so I'm looking over to my right. You could have just used, let me keep running on Elgato. The Elgato prompter literally will project a confidence monitor right in front of your glass. So like literally, I've got one that I use for teleprompted things. I could pull my whatever I need for my confidence monitor right here, and I would be looking at it the whole time I'm looking at the camera. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I think that I prefer it. Like, I switched over to doing a dual PC setup. One, because I had an extra laptop lying around. Two, I was streaming a lot of Destiny at the time, which is notoriously difficult on the computer.
Buddy, we're about to go so hard in Destiny in December.
Yes, because they're doing a Star Wars crossover event.
When the Star Wars crossover happens, oh my god, dude!
I'm just telling you right now, when you guys come to Tools of the Trade, it's going to be all about Star Wars. How do you Star Wars? Tools of the Trade, Jedi, and lightsabers. Do colors matter? Do color crystals matter?
Absolutely, they do. Bleeding kyber crystals. Let's talk about that and what happens when it goes right and what happens when it goes wrong.
That's right. All those things, all the stuff that you didn't even need to know, that you're gonna find out. I'm
gonna teach Meg all the Jedi things because I told Kevin that the next time he's down here in my area, we need to go do all the Star Wars stuff at Disney together. So we're gonna live stream, do an IRL stream of Meg going to Savi's and building her own lightsaber.
That would be dope. Okay, now here's the link.
We need to take donations now for it because it's super expensive.
Dude, I know. That link right there, I don't normally post YouTube links, even though we are also live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? If you guys are watching over there. What do we got? Yeah, we got 0 people watching over on YouTube. That's okay. That's all right. Because the real creators live here on Rumble. That's all I'm saying. But that right there is a great link. It's a great video by Mr. Harris Heller himself. And he even talks about there's some new software that Elgato is going to be releasing that's going to kind of help with the dual PC audio issue, sending it back and forth. If your computers are on the same network, you're now going to be able to send all the audio. You can do it back and forth too as well, which is pretty cool.
With Wave?
With Wave, yep.
Dude, I tell you what, like I had an early version of Wave when it was just like that little puck with the one knob thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things about I love that you can use like standard industry plugins on it to like for your EQ and your banding and all that kind of stuff. But it also it just wasn't intuitive enough for me, and I got more frustrated with it than I enjoyed it. So I sold it and got a Go XLR. But I am so tempted now that and I know I just said I was going to run the Go XLR till the wheels fall off. Yes, but just I'm so tempted to get the XLR dock for my Stream Deck Plus that
Mm-hmm.
turns the Stream Deck Plus into a Wave, just for no other reason the fact that it'd be a lot smaller on my desktop. I'm tempted. I haven't got there yet. I'm not quite there.
Yeah, and I think that with you know, I have a hard time with Elgato because some of their tools are so freaking overly priced. It kind of drives me crazy how they supercharge for everything. And you know, I don't know why, and I apologize, guys. I told my mother-in-law I was going live, and she's downstairs vacuuming right now. So
I don't even hear it. You're fine. Your mic is compressing it out. Meg says, thankfully, I'm married to an audio engineer, and he got said pretty swiftly and super easy for me. Yeah, Kevin's the best. We love him.
Kevin!
I know I get a chance to sit down and hang out and meet Meg and also Mr. Bucket O' Fish at DreamHack here coming up soon.
That's gonna be fun.
Which is gonna be
gonna be great.
And if you guys have not gotten your tickets yet, if you guys use code Vape and Gamers, you'll save 15% off on your tickets. What's up, bud? What do you need help with?
Do it. Gore says I got the Rode Podcaster too, the Procaster. Yeah, dude, I'm interested in those. You know what else I'm interested in too is Behringer just released like a streaming mixer situation that looks kind of cool too. And I'm not like the largest fan of Behringer, but I don't remember. Someone help me in chat if you can. Behringer was just purchased by somebody who bought. Someone in the gaming world bought Behringer right after they released their broadcast mixer. I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. I'd like to try it out. I mean, I use a 12-channel USB Behringer right now, and I swear by it. I love it.
No. Behringer doesn't own Go XLR. Go XLR is owned by TC Helicon. They are their own kind of a company, and then Behringer put out it's like an $800 or $900 mixer, and it looks pretty intense. It looks fan-freaking-tastic. It's got a lot of plugins already on board to it, so when you're doing your EQ and your compression, all that kind of stuff, you can actually do it analog on. I guess not technically analog, but right after they released their board, someone bought Behringer. Now I need to know. Gore, find out for me.
Okay.
Gore is going to be our producer seducer today.
Is that
who
what it
bought
is?
Behringer? Or Tex can do it live. We'll do it live. We'll just put it up on the thing. We'll do it live. Yeah, somebody bought Behringer. It's like a Behringer. What's the thing called?
I don't know. I'm looking at their website now, trying to figure out.
I think my brother actually bought one of those things. There's two versions. There's a bigger version, a smaller version. Small says, I'm all Elgato for now. I need to build another PC, but holding off testing the new processor. AMD is about to drop, and they drop a new chipset with it. Is Behringer the manufacturer? Maybe. I mean, we were just talking about that too. People don't understand that like things get made, components get made by the same people. Like for example,
a lot. Yes.
Who is it? I'm trying to think of Hisense, like the Hisense TVs that people see in Walmart that are much cheaper. Hisense is like the overarching brand. They build LG, I think it is, and or sure, I don't remember, but yeah.
Music Tribe?
Music
Never
Tribe.
heard of Music Tribe.
The weird. That's not one thing. I have to look it up offline because I am not even a little bit prepared to talk about this. We took a hard right turn into audio. I have screwed this whole show up. You know what we're supposed to be talking about? We're supposed to be talking about the fact that there's a difference in playing video games and turning a camera on and going live like you do on a PlayStation and actually producing a show, which I'm super stoked that Maggie Moo is here. Maggie Moo should call the freaking phone number and be our first phone guest. Because if there's anybody that understands the difference between putting a show together and prepping a show in pre-production, live production, and post-production versus, hey, I'm live, let's turn my camera on.
Yeah, Mighty Megatron, yes. rumbot.org is my website. Yes, correct.
Yep.
I'm one of three developers that make and create the RUM-Bot Live Alerts tool for everybody.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We've transitioned. confirmed by Kevin that Behringer did make the Go XLR. So they're the manufacturer. Meg says she's always down to chat. Meg, our friend Tex over here. He's got a phone number somewhere. I don't know how. I don't know how.
I know, but see, okay. So here's the deal. Okay,
you won't hear me.
Yes, so you can ask your questions. You guys can make your statements, which is totally fine.
That's so good.
But until I can figure out the routing issue, you're only going to be able to hear me on the phone call. Okay, if you guys are okay with that.
It's all about Tex anyway. So while Tex is trying to get this whole thing figured out, it's all good. Here's what birthed this. I had a conversation with somebody earlier in the week, and they were like, "Hey, I'm launching this new podcast." And I was like, "Great, that sounds fantastic for you." Now, I just want to really clearly communicate this, Tex. When someone says to me they're launching a podcast, I think audio. Like,
yes,
unless you specify that I'm doing like a video broadcasted podcast, which right now, video podcast, Spotify is really the only place that plays video podcast. Apple did for a bit. They got rid of it. Like Apple's back to like purely audio when you upload to Apple for podcasters. Obviously, you can upload to Twitch, you can upload to X, you can upload everywhere and post, yada, yada, yada. I'm talking about post-produced podcasts. I'm not talking about live shows that you use as podcasts, which is how I'm doing my new football show. I'm going live and I'm taking that content, I'm cutting up whatever I need to cut up, and then I put it to like all my podcast outlets, whatever.
You know what?
So he says, I need a podcast. And then he says, but I need a countdown screen. And I said, so you're going live? Or like you need one to post produce? He's like, what do you mean post produce? I said, well, are you recording yourself and then like you're going to put all the elements on it? And he was like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, okay, this is a very large conversation. And this is a conversation I think that's going to hit probably more than the people that are chat, because we got a ton of content creators in the chat that have been through the growing pains on this and probably already understand it. But there's a clear difference between being a content creator, a live streamer, and a gamer. Like those are different things, right? And that's what I want to talk about. Chat, we'd love to hear your input on this. Text, I'd love to hear your input on it. But to put a pin in this conversation, this person then goes on and is like, well, actually, I'm going live. I'm going live in the studio space I have access to. And I just need a countdown rolling. And I said, well, hold on. Like live, like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm going to talk about sports. I said, well, what are you going to talk about? I'm going to talk about all sports. I was like, so you're Sports Center. He's like, yeah, I'm Sports Center, but it's a live Sports Center stream. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you a question. Like, do you have a layout built? Is it just your camera on? Do you have a lower third package? Do you have a broadcast package? Do you have ins? Do you have outs? Do you have stingers? Do you have transitions? I mean, I start like listing stuff. And he's like, I don't know what any of that is. And I was like, maybe you should just do a podcast to start. Like, just record your audio and then upload it places. But he's like, no, man, I want to do it. Can you just give me a countdown? I said, well, the problem with the countdown video is
exactly, Meg.
If you make a countdown video of 5 minutes and then the world falls apart, then at 5 minutes, you have to restart 5 minutes. Like, you don't need a countdown video. You need like a starting soon scene. And I was like, I'll make you one of those. That's fine. I said, so like, what do you want on it? Like, do you want LA stuff? Do you want New York stuff? Like, do you want Yankee stuff? Like, what do you want? And he was like, I want all sports. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's great. I was like, when you're doing your content, right? I said, so you said you want to be Sports Center. So like, let's pretend for a minute that you're talking about the fact that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time and LeBron James is a poser. Like, let's pretend that that's a segment that you're doing. I said, when you watch Sports Center and they start talking about LeBron James, what happens? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what happens on the screen? He said, what do you mean what happens on the screen? I was like, what do you physically see? Like, what do you see when it happens? And he's like, I don't know. I guess they put up Michael Jordan. I was like, or LeBron James. I'm like, great, cool. I said, who is going to go find you the footage of LeBron James? And then who's going to edit that footage of LeBron James? And then what are you using to broadcast? And how are you triggering those? Do you have a producer? Or are you doing it yourself? And he's like, well, I have a producer. I was like, great. Who's giving them the footage? And he's like, I don't know. And I said, beyond just the footage, it's normally treated. There's a background, there's lower thirds, there's statistics that come up. He's like, yes, I want all that stuff. And I was like, well, who's making it? Are you making it? And he was like, well, I don't know how to make any of that stuff. And I was like, well, then you can't have that stuff. So like, so then here's how the conversation ended. The conversation ended. on Wednesday night at about 10 p.m. And I would be very clear. Like, I want to help this person. I'm not against this person. If this person sees this, I'm just using this as an example. I'm not trying to like hate on you, so I'm not using names.
I'll throw you under the bus.
But on Wednesday night at 10 p.m., I was like, dude, we need to get on a call because I need to walk you through the difference in producing a live show and like what you think is happening. And he was like, okay, but great. He's like, but my show's at 5 o'clock on Friday. I need a roll in, lower thirds, branding, and he started listing all this stuff out. And I was like, dude, if I was flying at the speed of light, this is 60 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there is a cost of doing a good show. Like people, I think, don't understand this. The reason that like Maggie Moo's show does so well is because it is an intentionally produced show that she is spending a chunk of her day every day, because she goes live 5 days a week, pulling resources, pulling video, writing scripts, like getting copy together, making sure the transitions function. Like these are humongous things that it takes to actually go live and putting on a show. Maggie Moo says, is he posting edited video or streaming? Yes, if he's posting edited video, then he should just record himself and do all of these things in post-production.
Yeah, which would be much easier.
This person doesn't understand even the deal. So this is what we're talking about today. What is the difference in just being a gamer with a camera on, and what is the difference in actually having a thought out and produced show, and what is the cost benefit analysis of that? Because to Meg's point, it's a lot for one person. I just launched my football podcast again last week, Tex, and it's the first time I've ever gone live with it. Typically, I would just record my podcast and then clean it up and post the video. I went live on Rumble for the first time to do my podcast, which in the history of my podcast, which is run for 15 years, it's never been a live show. Yeah. So I learned some cool things about trying to interact with chat while you're talking about a football team. But I spent probably the better part of 2 weeks putting together, and I'm at like the base level right now of like what my production for that show is going to be. But roll-ins, transitions, stingers, lower thirds, statistical pop-ups, all these things, nameplates. It's a ton of work.
It is, and it's one of those things that like even when I was doing this, doing all this layout for the show and the scenes and all that stuff. Before we got started with Tools of the Trade, I kept messaging Ray. I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking at for the logo. This is what I'm looking at for the overlay.
Yep.
I spent probably 9 hours putting this all together, doing the placement, doing the logos, trying to get it to look right. It probably still looks a little funky. And I think I'm probably going to, based upon Maggie Moo, I think you and Bucket of Fish, you guys use EV-Mux, right? Because I'm thinking about switching it over to that.
That's what Meg uses.
Instead of trying to, because basically right now this is all built on Discord, Hope, and some duct tape, and Stream Elements. So that's the way it all kind of balances out. You have used it, but now, so you just use OBS for your shows, okay? Because I'm pretty much using OBS and Discord.
That's what we're doing
to try to capture. The only downside is that if you have more than one guest, then I got to try to crop them in. Then of course,
but honestly, like I think
once
we had this conversation pre-show, like it's not the end of the world.
No,
it's and I think the Discord's done a good job of like what their pass through is on their video, which helps OBS pick it up. The biggest thing for me is understanding in OBS, and Tex, you taught me this actually, not just to do like a screen capture, but when you actually do like an OBS window capture in Discord, then you can lay things on top of that Discord and it's not going to show it on. Does that make sense? So like,
yes,
if this is my Discord panel as my phone, and then I put like Google on top of it, OBS is still going to read this clean. It's not going to show like Google on top of it. That's a terrible way to communicate.
Yes, but I get what you're saying.
I've got these guys talking about TVs and chat so hard, and I made a side comment trying to say that different people make things for different brands. And Kevin is just like,
dude, but hey,
man, let's
be honest. Honest talk here. Okay. Big, huge, large, awesome TVs are important. Okay, we can go. I'm just gonna throw that out there. My wife doesn't think so.
Especially on Sunday.
She's like, why do you need such a big TV? I'm like, it's a home theater for a reason. That's why we need those things.
Kevin says that EV-Mux is cool, but it's unstable. Talk about that. Because look, again, like guys, this is a chat. This is a conversation. We want to talk about, is it okay? Last week, for example, we said, is it okay to just post a thumbnail that's a screen grab of what you're streaming? or should you put thought and time into producing thumbnails? And then we doubled down and said, should you use AI? Should you not? That was the whole conversation last week. Today, is it okay for me to be a Call of Duty player that literally hard cuts in, which is what TikTok wants? Like, and some people don't know this. If on TikTok you go live and you have a roll in or a countdown or a standby screen, TikTok is going to nuke your stream right from the top.
Really? Why is that? They just want you just live straight off the bat?
No, TikTok wants heroin videos. Like they want absolute fast delivered, immediate dopamine, get people's attention, and then hope that they stay onto it. So like TikTok will tell you in some of their like live streaming university bullcrap things that they put out, and they don't put out a lot of stuff, but like one of the things that TikTok wants. So like, let's say that I'm a Warzone player or a Battle Royale gamer. I should start a game before I go live, and I should get into final circle. I should be top 5. And at the point that I'm top 5 and that match is at the most sweaty that it can be, then I should hit the live button on TikTok. So the first instance that people see is me sweating out my mind and getting ready to win. And the way that their algorithm works is when that gets everyone's attention, then people come into TikTok, and then hopefully now you can chat to them. But if you do just like it could be an amazing role. It's not going to work on TikTok. It just doesn't function. So I said all that to say, like, should you, as a streamer, just put up footage of your gameplay with your face cam on it? Or should you go through all the process that people like me and Meg and I mean, freaking vaping, Tex, I Tex, you're super produced, man.
Yeah, I try to be as much as possible. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and unfortunately, I get tired of like certain overlays and stuff like that after a while, and then so I have to like do another one because, but I've learned how to do the scene collection in OBS. So anytime I feel like a different flavor, I just change it. Like I'm even thinking about how to like redo this one here too as well. I'm getting kind of tired of this layout, and it's only episode 5.
Well, that's a you problem.
Yeah, I know. I have OCD.
That is the problem of every creative ever. That is the exact reason why I have 0 tattoos. Because I would get a tattoo, and in a week I'd be like, I should have done something else.
Yeah, you'll probably be covered like in a month, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%. There is one tattoo I keep talking about getting. My wife doesn't think I will. My son's begging me not to. I want to get a full sleeve, wrist to shoulder, but of like vintage Star Wars comic panels, like those old vintage Star Wars comics, like just like panels stacked on each other. That'd be cool. But
Bucket of Fish says if you're using videos for your background or elements in OBS, make sure to set it to turn off when you're not using on that scene. Save so much CPU. That's very true.
The more you know.
Mega Moose says I spend most of the day picking my topic, writing the script, doing the research, pulling visuals, clipping videos, triggering everything for my stream deck so it's seamless. And you can totally tell that you do that, Mega Moose. I mean, it's really cool to watch your stream and to see you pull in old elements of like the 80s and the 90s, the early thousands. Is that how you say early 00s? How do you say that particular time?
The aughts. I think the actual word is the aughts. So it's almost like like
that sounds stupid.
Yeah, so like a double aught 6 is like 006. Like
see, the goat scream says that's stupid. So there we go.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So early 2000s.
Please don't get that tattoo.
But you'd never see it though, Brooke. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it. Small says don't listen to those. Always go live on TikTok once you're in the game. I think that's what I just said. I think we just said the same thing, Small. I'm saying that on TikTok, don't ever use like a roll-in. You should be, TikTok tells you should be going live so that people join you.
I've been thinking about trying to do streaming on TikTok, but I don't know if I really want to go that route.
You also have to be vertical. Here's the problem with TikTok streaming. Mm-hmm. The content that you play can cause you an issue.
Yep.
So like if the gameplay is offensive, so like I'm saying this to say I'm positive that if we'd gone live playing Borderlands last night, I would have been taken down. Like TikTok would have taken me down. I got banned on TikTok for a week, and thank God like I challenged it. I was playing Warzone and prox chat, someone else's prox chat, they were saying terrible things, and my stream got banned for what they were saying. And I was like, it wasn't even me. Like, And they're like, well, we'll bring you back, but just know, like, we're watching you. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, now Bucket of Fish is saying don't listen to Brooke to get the tattoo. So he's
I'm here for it, dude.
Dude, he's your enabler right now.
Kevin, you know what I think you and I should do? We should get matching Han and Leia. I love you.
All right, so here we go. Now we've been live now. What about 50 minutes, almost an hour. So should we go ahead and drop the phone number?
Let's do it. Right. I want to hear Megan.
What's up, Enemy of Death? Good to see you, my friend.
Megan says that she is okay with me and Kevin getting "I love you." I know that.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm into. My wife and I have been supposed to get that tattoo for years and years and years.
Yeah, my wife and I are supposed to get one called. It's like from a passage in Ecclesiastes, I think, or something. It's like, "I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine."
Oh, so doing half on each.
Do half on each, yeah. So when we hug or embrace or something, then it lines up, you know.
I want to get just a very simple line tattoo for me and Kim of "I love you." I know, but I think, am I saying this right? Star Wars nerds, help me out. It's Aramesh. That's the language in the lettering in Star Wars. I think it's called Aramesh. Help me.
Aramaic.
Someone. No, it's Aramesh. Like, you know, Star Wars. Like, if you look actually in the backgrounds or on the jets, like there's a very specific lettering. Like, it's very foreign looking. I think it's called Aramesh. Bucket of Fish says, yes, sir. Texas Attitude.
Oh, with another freaking 10 gifted subs.
You know what it's time for?
That's right. It is time for the standalone slot machine, everybody. It's totally not rigged.
Totally not rigged. Someone won, I heard.
Yes, we had a couple wins the other night, actually. I have clips of it. I meant to bring it up in pre-production, and I failed. I forgot to bring it up, so I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, I ruined the whole front end of the show. I destroyed this show. I absolutely. Tex and I walked in with the whole plan, and I was like, you know what? Grenade. Like, nope. Yeah. Let's go.
Thank you so much for that, Texas Attitude. Really appreciate that, dude. All right, so you ready now? So now he gets 3 spins on the not rigged slot machine. Let's make sure he's in the right spot. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So
and then is Meg calling in? Is that what we're doing?
Hold on. There we go. Heart, peach. All right.
Nope.
I almost
was an orange, if I was being honest with you.
You thought it was an orange? It's an orange or a peach. It's one of those orangey fruits, okay?
It's some sort of a fruit.
Even could be a nectarine. Okay, here we go.
Oh, a nectarine.
Nectarine, okay.
They pay him off.
Number 2.
Yes, what we actually try to do.
Oh, I thought maybe he would have had it. Okay, now we're gonna get one more. Man, one more. I
want to feel alive. Heart.
And man, so close. But thank you for the support, Seven or Texas Attitude. Really appreciate that. You think 3 rolls for each sub? Okay, I'll tell you what. I will give you, because you've been so amazing
and sick,
and sick too as well. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna give him some more rolls. Let's give him a couple more rolls, everybody. I'm telling you, can win.
Oh!
I thought he had it, but no. See, makes you rage.
New subscriber detected. Enemy of Death 2012.
Ooh, what a cool name.
I know. And Enemy. If you guys don't know who Enemy of Death is, he's a great guy, another content creator here on the platform. You guys should definitely check out. Everybody in chat right now, you guys should be looking at each other, because I think we have all content creators in here, a bunch of amazing people.
Well, this is a great community that we're building to talk about exactly this kind of stuff. Like, I love that Kevin's been in here talking about who was building what. And
rage, get wrecked. Okay, let's do it again.
We're giving this guy double. This is very generous of you, Tex.
I'm trying, dude. I want to get him a win. Rage. Okay, because somebody's got to win. So there we go. We're gonna do it again, and he did like 10 gifted subs. So we'll go up to 9 times. We'll do a couple more times here. Rage.
Oh,
rage. Okay.
Well, I've not been counting. What was that, like 5, 7?
I'm not entirely sure here. I think it's like around 7. This would be 8. Goat, and that's an orange. See, that's an orange. We do have oranges.
Are they different?
I think they're different.
Dude, you are detailed, friend.
Yeah, Brooke is like, this is rigged like the Powerball. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Rage, and Rumble. So there we go. 9 spins.
That was a lot of spins.
Okay, I'll tell you guys what. This is what I'll do, because I want to be able to give back to you guys for all the support and stuff like that. should we go ahead and just give away like a free pack to somebody?
Ooh, how are we gonna do that?
Easy. Let me see.
By
here.
we, I mean you.
Yeah, I know. Giveaway tools. So here we go. So we'll just do it this way. That way. What tool is a good tool that we can use to do a giveaway really, really quick? That we can just do it like online, like a spin wheel or something like that.
Maggie does all that kind of stuff. Maggie says to check my Discord. I will.
Okay, here we go. We'll do Wheel of Names. So if you guys would like to get a free package of your choice from nerdeye.com, which comes with alerts, widgets, all that other kind of fun stuff, just type 1 in the chat and then I'll add you to the wheel. If we get enough, we'll go ahead and do it regardless. And then I'll show you guys the Wheel of Names and then we'll spin and someone will get it. Because I want to, the whole goal with the standalone slot machine is to basically give back to the community. And I don't want to make it to where, everybody can win every single time because then I have to mortgage my house. Because they're like $30 or $40 packages,
They're good giveaways.
They're really good. If you guys have not seen Nerd or Die, I'll show you guys their site here really quick.
Coin flip. So Meg said she wants to talk about this stuff with us. And text, we're going to think about this live on the air. This is how you know that this show is real, raw, and tools of the trade for real. Meg was like, why don't you just pull me in the Discord and then you both can hear me, which is a great point. We already had, so she's not going to have her camera on, so she already won't change your Discord placement. But the question is, can you pull a third person into a call that already exists between two people? Because we're not in a room, we're on a call. I don't actually know.
Yeah, basically what'll happen is that it turns into a private call, and then basically I have to drag it in that way.
Yeah, so since she's already got her audio off and you already did what we talked about earlier, disabled, it shouldn't change your layout at all.
Well, it has to create a whole new room. We can try it. This is what's going to happen, you guys. This is what's going to break it.
It's going to destroy everything.
It is going to break it. Is on because I think one of us has to be friends with her. I think we're friends on Discord, aren't we, Megan Moo? I believe.
Let me look.
So you got to reset up RUM-Bot. What's new since we last chatted, Vaping? It depends, Enemy of Death. In terms of the new stuff, we are. I thought for a second there, I thought I was going to pass out on stream. She was like, we were friends. But then I just let you go. Okay, so let's try this. It's going to break everything, everybody. And that's okay.
Watch us fail hard.
Yes. So we'll go to the duo screen here. But yeah, Nerd or Die is great. You guys go check out nerdordie.com. That's going to be kind of.
Oh, we're breaking it for you, Meg. We're breaking it just for you, friend.
So if you want to join us, Meg, I'll invite you, and I'll kind of redo it live on air. I'll kind of show you guys what I do.
Yeah, look, it'll be a teaching session. That's what it is. It'll be this is how we do it. This is how we do it.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to add friends to the DM.
Boom.
There we go. I got Meg.
Meg sings better than me. So okay. Meg, when you come in, you have to be singing. This is how.
Okay, remember, it's gonna break.
Here we go. Let's see.
And there it's broken. So hopefully Ray picks up first.
This is how we do it.
Yeah, there he goes. You're here. What's up, Meg?
What's up?
Okay, now I'm trying to get him freaking in here. I would sing, but I sound like I'm death warmed over.
You missed it. This is how we do it.
There we go.
Tex is like, oh look, at least it kept you lined up, and it doesn't look terrible.
No, there we go. It got it situated. We're good.
I didn't break it.
No.
Yay!
I don't see you anymore though, Tex. So can you put it back? Or you can't put it. Oh, there it is. Now it's broken.
Now it's broken. Boom. What do you mean it's broken? I can see you.
Stream still looks great.
Oh, there it is. No, you fixed it. Look, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll just be blind. It's fine. We can be blind. Meg.
Oh, my desktop. Okay.
You have one of the most. Yeah, but don't do that, Tex, because now you're gonna break it again.
That's all right. We'll break it again. Let's go.
Meg, you have in Rumble hierarchy for someone that does not have a team, right? Like you have one of the higher produced shows. You're producing it by yourself. That's just you.
Correct.
This phone call that I got, which is insane. that started this whole conversation. Talk to me about this from your standpoint. Like, tell everyone for your show specifically, on the subject, off the subject, PRL. When you decide to nerd out with me and we talk about, like, talk to me about your process. Teach the viewers how big it is to actually fully produce a live show.
Oh man. I mean,
It's a loaded
to
question.
go he has a loaded question because you've got the elements of building your stream layout. But do you want me to start with that, or do you just want me to start with the preparation of a show?
Well, I think the point that I'm trying to make is I think that sometimes it's really assumed that, like, and this is a pet peeve of mine, which is why I'm kind of attacking this issue. We got a lot of people on Rumble who I love. I love Rumble. I love the people. But they go on social media and they're like, "Oh my God, my account payout for this month was so little." I'm like, so I go on and look at their stream because I'm like, maybe they're really amazing. And they're complaining that they're not getting paid as much as X, Y, or Z. And then you look at their stream, there's like maybe stream is starting soon, which I actually think they're using Rumble Studio to do that with that like little pre-image that they put up.
Right.
And then they go live, and the second they go live, they're like head down. Like, one of the things as a creator I'm trying to be aware of, and this happened last night, like we're playing a new game, we're playing Borderlands 4, which is the most chaotic game of all time. Did someone just
Yeah, sorry, that's me. I'm showing Mega Moo's like stream
I
setup here.
thought my son was standing behind me and said, "Dad." Oh my God.
Sorry about that.
We're playing Borderlands 4. It's super sweaty. Like, there's a million things happening, and I'm focused. And like, I look at my chat, and there's like 10 people. They're like, "Ray is focused. Ray is focused. Ray is focused." So I'm like, dude, I'm failing as a host right now. I got to be better. But you have these people that's what they do. They stream. They're dialed in. They never talk to chat, so chat goes away. They don't have any production of elements. They don't have any thought out entertainment value, and they just go live and they play video games. And then they don't understand why they're failing as a creator. That's why we're having this conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to get good like B-roll kind of thing here, so I'm doing my best. I apologize, you guys. This was not planned, or said be better, but
I think if you go back to my main feed,
your main page, here.
Yeah, I just switched. So what you're looking at now has changed.
Yep.
Like from going to I think the 2000s. No, classic cancel versus classic Ace Ventura. That's when I swapped over to the duel. So the fourth video on the top is the Ace Ventura one. Yeah.
Yep.
That is when I switched to the duel, and I had to rebuild everything from 1920 1080 to 340 by 1440.
So you did like a 4K almost.
Yeah. So see how it's changed.
Yes.
So I had to redo all that.
It takes work too.
It takes a lot of work. Adjusting everything, adjusting the sizes.
It's so freaking funny. He found Captain Winky.
But
that movie would never get made today.
That's what I talked about.
Yeah, I was there. I was in your chat.
Yes.
And Chappelle, freaking one of the greatest comedians of all time, 100%.
I would argue that he is the best. He is hilarious. And he
is.
Yeah, well, that's
You're probably right. I mean, for me, he's like the top one or two. You know, Chappelle and probably.
So, Meg, let me ask you this nerd question. So, your bit rate on a 34 like on a 4K display, like, what does that do? I mean, you're even like, people don't even think about this. Like, what's your ISP? Like, what are you getting for up and for down? Because you got to have a pretty beefy ISP if you're streaming at the quality you are in 4K.
Oh, that's a question for Kev.
Ooh, there it is. Okay, love it.
You know, as far as like preparation goes, if you want to maintain number one, retention is something I don't think a lot of people pay attention to. They're so caught up in the current numbers, and retention is something that gets people to come back. And you know, if you're entertaining, whether it be gaming, so let's say like Dr. Disrespect is a perfect example. He's entertaining. He's created a character, and he engages with his chat, and people return. Is he a good gamer? Yes. Is he the best gamer? Probably not.
Nope.
But he's entertaining.
Yeah,
he's entertaining.
He would say he's, being the back-to-back Freaking
Two-time.
champion. That's right.
Two-time.
Blockbuster champion. I mean, he would say
Blockbuster
he's
champion.
the best.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
also love the clip where like he's talking to Tim about a play that he made, and he's like, his defense of himself, he's like, well, I just watched Shroud do the exact same thing, and Tim's like, well, Shroud is a very good gamer, and you are you. Like,
Right.
I mean, like, yeah.
But if you're creating outside of gaming content, whether it be sports like you, Ray, or myself talking about pop culture entertainment, you're creating a show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not a stream, it's a show. So you have to have like a show layout,
Yeah.
a run of show, so to say.
Mhm.
You're going to
Yeah.
use like the proper production terms,
Well,
a run of show.
now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Ooh, run a show. Let's do this. I love this conversation.
So like I use the same run of show layout. When you come to my stream, you expect a little intro, and then you get a millennial question of the day, then you get today in pop culture history, and then boom, we move into the main part of the segment, and then you can always expect a game at the end of the show. And I spend my day picking the topic, doing the research, pulling clips, actually physically manually clipping stuff from movies or TV shows. Labeling them in a folder so that way I have them ready to go and pull up when, off to the side when it's time. And I have a cue in my script, pull clip number 7, pull clip number 6. And I don't know if you guys
your
ever
teleprompter.
Yeah.
Or your confidence monitor, I guess is what you said.
Confidence.
So I've got my teleprompter, and I've got this little confidence monitor, so I can project the source from OBS. I project the preview because if I go full screen now on my dual PC, I can't see the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now I can see it on my little monitor. But if you guys ever watch like Megyn Kelly or something, or any main news broadcaster, you'll hear them say pull clip number or letter. And so their producer pulls that clip. I'm doing this all by myself.
Yep.
Doing this all by myself. But you start to move through if you're doing a show, you move through your show, and then you realize, you can look at the numbers. I won't say pay too much attention to your numbers, but watch hours really do tell you what's working with your content. Like for instance, the last cancel or classic I did of American Pie, I have a lot of watch hours for that one, which means that that episode did really well, and a lot of people enjoy content like that.
It's way more important than views.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like incredibly more important. And like I don't want to diss on raids, because I think that raids are important. But the reality of it is, if you get raided by somebody with 100 viewers, and 5 minutes later, they've all left, and you're back to the 15 that you had before they got there. Yes, you're going to see your total view count spike, but your watch hours are going to be negligibly impacted, which means that like a whole bunch of new people came in and then they didn't stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you're creating or producing a show on your own with a team, whatever, I would pay attention to your watch hours to see, the trajectory of what your content should look like in the future. I'm not saying change your content, but pay attention to it to see what's working well, and then maybe integrate, hey, I did this type of thing on this day. Maybe I should integrate that on a weekly basis. So for me, it would be like, maybe, try a classic or cancel every other week and see how it does. But the show prep is a lot of work for one person. And to keep it entertaining, you have to be entertaining as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that like that's the thing that like Meg and I have constant conversation. Like even yesterday I was on side scrollers, and I'm messaging Meg. I'm like, oh, I'm screwing this up. Like I do not feel like I do not feel that. And like also like it's not my show, so I'm not watching the metrics. Maybe it was great, but like I'm going like, oh, I don't know if this is where it needs to be, and like I don't know if I'm doing what I need to do. And then Meg, in her typical Meg fashion, is like, Ray, you gotta stop. Like you're fine. Like, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. I'm not fishing, number one, and I'm not self-deprecating. Or Meg, have you watched the new Office spinoff yet?
I have not.
The Paper.
Yeah, is it good? My wife fell asleep watching it. So
I've watched one episode, and I will say it is very Office-y. The difference is the cast right now. Like the whole structure of the show, it is the exact copy and paste structure of the show. It's just totally different people, differently, whatever. So one of the characters says, "Don't be so self-defecating instead of self-deprecating." It's made me think, yeah. And it's not about that. It's that, like, seriously, for me, like, as a professional,
I was
I'm a
about to say it's about
producer.
you want to be you condone
I'm a producer.
professionalism. Yeah.
Yes, I'm a producer. So, like, my job professionally is to critique and rip things apart and make sure it functions. Like, that's what I do. And so when I look at me as like a principal, or if you don't know what that term means, like the on-air talent, right? When I look at myself, I don't think about it as if it's me. I'm grading me as if it's a third party, someone else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing my producer thing to myself, whether it was me, you, or someone, and I'm going like, okay, what did I do well? When did I look at the camera the right way? When was my face weird? Like, when did I trip on my words? When did I say the wrong thing? Like, when did I, whatever, like, and then when I'm grading my own shows, and just like you, I mean, I'll just tell you guys right now, I have a much higher retention rate, and I have a much higher, I'll just say it like it is. I seem to have a much higher featured rate when I open my show with 30 minutes to 40 minutes of just chatting and actual programming. So, like, when I have topics to talk about, and when I go into like a multi-view of 2 and 3 other guys on camera with me, and when we're bantering back and forth, and I've got visuals, and we're looking at things, and we're watching trailer, like, when my streams open with that content, my streams do way better than they do last night, where I just go live and play a video game.
Yep.
And like, sometimes though, I just want to go live and play a video game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just want to go blow stuff up and be goofy. And like this week with everything that's happened, like we talked about that. Like, I needed a mental, like,
break,
refresh last night.
100%.
But like tomorrow night when I go live, I've already got topics prepped. I've already got video clips pulled. I've already been programming my OBS. It's Saturday. I'm live tomorrow night at 9:30, and I've already got my stuff being loaded into my show, so that when I go live, I can put my best foot forward on having a strong week of streaming. That's a mindset, Megan.
It is, and that's kind of why I created Off the Subject. You know, to have a break of just no
Silliness.
topic, just coming in. You know, when I was streaming on Twitch, you know, a long time ago, I was watching body cam videos because I do that. Like, I do that on the reg.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's watch some body cam videos and play some games and like come in with no topic. And, you know, my community loves it. They love just kind of relaxing. And the one thing about my show is that I tell them, let this be kind of like a palate cleanser for your day.
Yeah.
Come in here. You know, Rumble is Rumble. We know there's a lot of political content on Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
someone actually just said that up in chat. I think it was, hold on, let me scroll up.
Mighty Megatron, probably.
It says that they wish that there would be more of an emphasis on Rumble gamers. There's too many political streams on the front page.
And I think they're working on that.
I know they are working on that, which is why we have the creator program, which is why they're pushing people like Megan and Tex, and in some cases me and Pudge and all these people that you see, they're like being put in their Rumble advertisements and things like that. The reason for that is they want to create a gaming community that the platform doesn't have right now. They still have bills to pay. They got to know where their bread's buttered right now. Like, the bread is still buttered in politics.
No,
and that's just a fact.
And here's the cool thing too, as well. I know everybody was talking about ads and all this stuff. They are testing out a feature right now to allow you to do your pre-recorded advertisements. So you'll be able to go into the Rumble Studio, into the dashboard, take a look at what ads are there. You can do a pre-record, upload a video. You can, you know, edit it to however you want, and then put it there. And then that way, then when you go to do your ad read, you just press the button and it'll play it as an overlay. And there you go. So now you don't even have to do live on-air reads anymore for ads, which I think is great.
So here's a question about that. Is that required? You may or may not know that. Is that required to be a full screen kind of thing that it is right now? Or could it be a pop-up? So like, could I build in my OBS where my gameplay is still there, but maybe the gameplay volume goes down and whatever, and then the ad takes priority? It's not full screen though?
As far as I know, and I'm waiting for them to unlock it. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there, but we are testing it right now. Beard and Air, good to see you, Zerth. Good to see you as well. That, you know, you record it and then you add it as a browser source. I think it's going to be full screen. That's all I know for right now.
You know what I love about the opportunity to have pre-recorded ads? It will be a break for me. When I'm going to do an ad, it's going to be me saying, all right, guys, we'll be back after this ad. And then I push the button and I can stand up, I can stretch, I can get like I can do whatever I need to do and then come back to it at the end. I love that.
Yeah, I do
Just
too.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
too.
personally.
And I mean, honestly, like doing the ads too as well is not that big of a deal in my opinion. If we enjoy the platform, if we want it to grow and succeed, read the ads. It helps to pay the bills, and you get paid a little bit for it, so it's kind of a plus.
And they
Makes
go by
money.
super quick.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Somebody in chat, Meg, said, this sounds like it's a lot of work. And I think they're being facetious, but like I think that lot of work is the difference between like success
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
like ego stroking.
Yes.
Like again, like we see so many people on social media, they're like, I'm not getting featured, or they're like, I'm getting featured like crazy. And it's like, okay, that's great. You have 75 followers. Like let's
well, dude, either that or
grow.
say even like a username can also matter too as well sometimes.
Yeah.
There's Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was to say it's about intent, and if you think of it objectively, like what is your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Is it to be, top gamer in that game in the world, in the country? Is it to have retention on your streams and build a community and have viewers returning? Like, what is your goal? And when you sit down, and what's your why?
Yeah.
More importantly, what is your why? And for me, my why is to entertain. My why is to bring people, like I said earlier, a palate cleanser. You've consumed all this political content all day and now you need a break. So come hang out with me and take a break from that and just laugh, have fun, and be entertained. And if I could bring a little bit of joy to people's evenings, that's my why.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good way
New
to approach
subscriber
it,
detected.
Yeah, and
Dark
if you're obsessing over numbers,
Yeah.
okay, well then take a step back and look at ways that you can improve.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't mean go and copy somebody else. You can
For
be
sure.
inspired by somebody else. But don't go and copy somebody else's full formatted stream or show, but be inspired by it. Take notes of what they're doing well and then try to implement those things. And here's the thing, when you start out, it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff is not going to work.
Yeah.
And you have to
None of
be
it.
okay with that.
But I
You have
want
to be-
to I want to bring this up, Mike, to you. I want to invite you to my new show that starts this Tuesday called The Subject Is Off. It's my show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Definitely not stealing anyone else's ideas.
Yeah.
The Subject Is
I
Off.
know.
And then Meg starts a new streaming podcast on Saturdays called Trade Your Tools.
Trade
Yes.
your tools. Is that how it goes?
Tool man trade.
Yeah. Now,
Tool Man Tim, shut up.
Sentinel Zero says he doesn't see much difference with gaming here than in any other platform, and that's true. Except,
Yeah, but what does that
for-
mean?
Well, I mean, the only thing that I would think that hopefully it would mean in terms of just the way that people are, maybe, or people trying to get ahead or screaming for front page. But if you want to elaborate on that, Sentinel, please do. The difference between, say, Rumble and like YouTube, or like Rumble and like Twitch, of course, discoverability on Rumble is still kind of rough right now. We all get that. We all understand that. They're working on that with Search Engine 2.0. But at least here, like if you want to say something that maybe isn't popular and people don't like, they can't get you shut down. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to come and just shut down your stream. Where if you're like on YouTube, they could totally shadow ban you. If you're on Twitch, I mean, the mob can come after you. And
they will.
Yeah. On TikTok, they'll just shut off your stream altogether if they don't like what they're hearing. And so there's a real big sense of freedom here to express, to be who you want to be, regardless if anybody likes it or not.
And also to kind of add, like, to your why, your objectives, your intent with your content. What is your brand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is your brand? Are you in consistency with that brand?
Yeah, what does that
Again,
mean, Meg?
I mean,
Because a lot of people just heard you say, "What's my logo?"
Yeah, that's right. That's what I heard. Anybody else? No. I'm just kidding.
so I know there's a lot of gamers probably tuning in, so I'll use Dr. Disrespect as an example. He
New
came
subscriber
out with
detected.
his costume.
Madhouse.
When you think Dr. Disrespect, you think sunglasses, mullet, red and black.
Mustache,
right?
Yeah.
Mustache.
And mustache.
I need to get myself one of those.
And mustache. That's what you'd think. And he has stuck with that since the beginning. And all he's done is add, flavors here and there, little flares of, tricks and gimmicks here and there. But he's always stuck with his brand and that character that he's created. For me, mine is very 90s Y2K branding.
Yeah.
And my stream layout looks like that. All my little sound bites, like when I hit the, like the stream button, it plays Loveful by the Cardigans.
Yeah.
So it's just little tiny things that stick with your brand. As tiny as like hitting a button that plays a sound bite like Loveful by the Cardigans. That's very on brand for me.
Mm-hmm.
My stingers are on brand for me. They look very retro. They always play like a retro, either 80s, 90s, or early 2000s song. So you have to think, is this in my brand? What is my brand, number one? What is my intention with my brand? And can I stay with it? And can I be consistent with it? And that's going to build your audience.
Yeah. The thing that works about yours though, like it transcends preference. So like I don't like that your brand doesn't have to be my brand, but I see how it works, so it makes sense.
Right.
And like when I think of your show, I think of like choker necklaces and like jelly sandals and like, you know what I mean? Like all the things that like I remember like my sister had when we were growing up in the 90s. And the point that I'm making is like your brand is very effective. Like what you do in your brand is intended to project all those things and connect those things with you as the principal. Like your brand, the brand, here's the thing that people don't understand. Let me break TV for you. TV, number one, is fake. Broadcast can be fake, right?
Yep.
Dr. Disrespect built his creation to be able to go and be an actor and like separate his life from Dr. Disrespect's life. He can go be Guy Beam because Guy Beam is not Dr. Disrespect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he can switch those two things. I don't actually know. I think he does like the character. Like that's not what I'm saying, but like there's a lot of people that don't even necessarily like their brand. They don't like their character, but they understand that their brand functions in their market and then they follow their brand. Like in Megan's case, I would guess that you are a super 90s nerd. And so your brand works for you very well because you're passionate about it. You connect to it, all those sorts of things. If you are a good enough salesman, right? Like let's go to sports, right? There are sports talking heads that get moved from market to market to market to market to market. For me, I am a diehard Washington Redskins nerd. I could tell you almost everything about the team on command. So I do a Redskins show because I'm informed, I'm passionate, and I can communicate it. But if I got hired to do a Miami Dolphins show down here where I live, like that doesn't mean that I'm now a Dolphins fan. I just have to understand the brand that I'm carrying the flag for. And so like, in our world as streamers and content creators, I do think there's a huge importance about like building a brand that identifies with you as a person, things that you're passionate about. But don't get it twisted. Like if you feel like there's a brand that works that isn't necessarily you, like you can do it both ways.
Yep.
You can, and that plays into the trial and error thing. Go ahead, Tex.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, and that's what's kind of fun about it. You do A/B testing and you see what works and what kind of, goes with it. Like, I don't know, like for my streams, I primarily just do the gaming stuff. And sometimes I talk about development and all that other kind of stuff. I should probably have a little bit more structure, like when I get started and stuff like that. But a lot of times, like after dealing with the day and dealing, with like my son and stuff like that, who I love a lot, he's special needs for you guys that don't know. So it makes life here at the house very complicated. In between doing that and doing the development for the bot and then my regular job and all the other kind of fun stuff, I really just like to turn it on, say a quick hi, what's a little bit on my mind, and then get right into the gaming and then go. But for me, like I really love doing community gaming. Like I'm always looking to game with other people, to have experiences in that kind of a realm. And so I'm okay with it. Could I do something like what Dr. Disrespect does? No. Too high energy, too octane. Can I do something like a Meg does? No, because she just does an amazing job at focusing and doubling down on what she needs to get done and being able to take the time to do that. And it shows in her production. Her production value is incredible. Ray has got a fantastic voice and a beautiful looking face to be on camera, 100%.
I don't know about that. Face for radio, friends. Face for radio.
But I mean, Ray and what he is also good at is figuring out elements and doing lighting and being strategic with his how he does his streams and stuff like that, and like doing what he's trying now with the beginning of the 30 minutes of talking. That's working out great. And so for all of you guys out there, and me included, we can always do things a little bit differently to see if we get more traction or that makes more sense. And sometimes you find if you try something different, you actually like it more than you thought you would, and that kind of helps grow it too as well. It can. Well,
when you see it successful, it helps you like it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, oh man, I really don't want to do this segment on, whatever. I'm putting words in Megan's mouth. Like maybe Megan's like, I don't really know about this millennial, fact of the day or whatever she calls it. And then but it pops off and you're like, well, I guess that's the thing.
Yes.
You'd be surprised with the topics that you pull and you're like, maybe you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
But then the chat is just like loving it. And you're like, oh, okay.
Wild.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect example. Like we talk about the fact that we open my gaming streaming with like kind of a show, like a little mini podcast and a little mini show for the first 30 minutes to get everybody in. I have been like my guys, and I love all of them, but even Danny, like you guys that know Daniel Games, like who actually is the golden voice right now. That guy's voice is magical.
I would like to say that I am, but I'll give
your voice is also better than mine, if we're being honest. But here we go. Danny would give me so much crap when I would start streams because he's a TikToker. Like that's where Danny found his success streaming in TikTok, and we just talked about the difference in TikTok and what they want to see you do versus what other platforms want to see you do. TikTok's not necessarily community based. TikTok is shock and all, like, let's get in, let's be impressed, let's whatever. So Danny would be like, dude, you've got to shut up. Like we would finish a stream and he'd be like, you are rambling for 15 minutes at the top of the show and nobody cares. Like, what are you even talking about? Now, you could be offended. Like, I would really encourage you guys to make sure that you have people in your circle that you trust are telling you things with your best interest in mind and that are not coming at you just to be a douchebag to you all the time. Oh, so when Danny said to me, like, dude, you got to shut up. Like, I'm not taking offense to it. I'm trying to learn, okay, what are we talking about here? Like, what is Danny actually saying to me? But he'd be like, dude, you got to shut up. Nobody cares. This isn't important, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, does that opening segment need to be a little bit more produced? Should it be just me? Should I be able to see Danny? Should I not just hear Danny? Should I be able to see Danny and Chris and Shimmy and sometimes Goodwin and Terminated and Tex and Gore and whoever? Like, I have to talk through all those sorts of things and think through those sorts of things. Well, but then on the back side of it, is there actually statistics or facts to back up Danny's opinion? Because what Danny was communicating to me with the best intention in the world is, hey man, I go streaming live on TikTok right now, and he hasn't streamed on TikTok in months. But if he goes live tomorrow, I promise you he's getting 20,000 views, if not more. Like he is going to smoke that stream. Danny hasn't posted a TikTok video in forever. If he posts a TikTok video tomorrow on Cyberpunk, it's going to get 50,000 views. Like it's so guaranteed that it's getting boring to him. And like for me with my football stuff, I haven't used TikTok in forever, but I know that my football stuff performs well on TikTok. My first football video on TikTok has been going for 4 days. It's 25,000 views, probably to 50,000 before it's all said and done. Incredible. Like I know that because I know what works for me on that platform. So then I have to go back and I have to say, okay, Danny, your opinion is this isn't right, but what's the truth? Well, I start going through my streams. And I start going through the streams that I see have very high viewership, and I start going through streams that have very low viewership. Because as a growing creator, I might have 50,000 on with me tomorrow night, and on Monday night, I might have 100 total. Like that's just kind of where I am. So what am I noticing? Well, in the majority of my larger streams and or my featured streams and or my rated streams and or whatever, we always open talking about something. So I'm able to say to that, hey, I appreciate your opinion, but here's the truth. I did the numbers. When we open intentionally talking about stuff, the stream goes way better and we have a higher retention rate. And Danny immediately was like, okay, then let's do it. Like, if you're able to tell me that on this platform, what you're doing in your show production is helping your game stream. Because like my guys, they're not television producers. They're gamers. They don't like the thought process, get on, go live, let people watch you play video games. People want to watch you play video games. I don't think that people want to watch you play video games. I think that people want to watch you be a personality and entertain them and interact with them and teach them something and inform them about something and make them laugh about something. And then if you want to game two. Like that's my current, that's becoming the This Is the Ray Gaming brand.
I agree. There's something about people that come to your stream love to feel like they are a part of it. And if you sit there and give them the time, number one, the time, they feel special. They feel a sense of autonomy, like they found somewhere where they belong. And you talking back to them, it does something to an individual. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel, like I said, like they belong somewhere. They are a part of something. They're a part of the show if you engage in it. You know, I was talking to Pep and Fused, and they were telling me like they're mind blown at how quick my chat moves. I'm like, well, it's just chatting show.
Yep.
You know, I'm sitting there talking about something, but also but the chat is part of the show. And I think to our point of what type of content you're making, branding, and so on and so on, I think what a lot of gamers, maybe specifically, are not kind of wrapping their heads around is, yeah, it's easy to just turn on your camera and play a video game.
Yeah, but you better be a demon at that video game.
You should be.
You better be a legend.
There are some people that can pull it off, but it's few and far in between.
Yeah. But to build a show, whether it be a show where you're playing a game and you want to have retention, and build a community, there's got to be something different. But it also requires a lot of time. And there are some people that just don't have the time to dedicate to building a show. And if you're in a situation like that, I quite frankly, sorry to be blunt, like
maybe this isn't for you.
This isn't for you, or stop complaining.
Well, hold on. Is Madhouse still in chat? Madhouse is in chat.
I think
I don't know if he left.
Because like Sentinel also says, so it's entertainment, not gaming by that definition. That would be true.
I agree with that. I think, but like Madhouse is here. Madhouse, you know, I'm coming here from this with love. This was a tweet that he put up last week, and I'm not pulling it up, but he has been looking at himself as a creator and is questioning, okay, am I better off and am I more passionate about creating my own content? And I think that, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think that maybe some of this conversation that we're having influences that. Like, do I want to put the work into preparing and putting a show together versus just playing and hanging out or whatever? Or am I a better asset to the community being a supporter and being an organizer and being a mod and being like all these different things? Madhouse, correct me if I'm taking your words out of context. I don't mean to. But I think that like, the point is, I think there's a place that you can be kind of both of it. Like you can be a mod that streams, but like, he says nods aggressively. Okay, so I'm saying the right things. Good. I think that having the Wishnicks and the Madhouses and the Smalls and people that come in and are super supportive doesn't mean that you can't also be a creator. But if you know that your strength is being a supporter and a mod and a producer and all that kind of stuff, you can still be a part of community and part of content and an important part of content, while knowing that like maybe that's a little bit more value than the time that you go live. Then you can go live for fun. You can go live to like, just because I felt like going on and getting on, and you still might have some community. But like, to do this right, Megan, like you gotta work. Like you gotta work this stuff out. And so I think that comment that we saw earlier that said, you know, so it's more about entertainment than it is about gaming. I think unless you are like rallied, like who is a top 10 Call of Duty player, Warzone player in the world, that when you watch him play, even watching the way he moves around the map is impressive. It's like everything he does is impressive. If that's not you, then you should not just turn your game on and expect people to be there. If you are like me, who's a 40-year-old middle-aged dad with like aging reflexes and not hyped up on G Fuel and like all of the things, right? Then like I have to lean into what are my strengths. My strengths are as a communicator. My strengths are as an entertainer. My strengths are at being able to communicate and talk about things that I'm knowledgeable on. And then I love playing video games. So like, let's all play video games and hang out too. But like, yes, I think it's entertainment over just gaming, unless you're an absolute demon.
Yeah.
And I agree. And to your point, it's, you know, if it's too much work for you to, and it may not be in your personality to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can, if you love to stream and you love to hop on camera and play your video game, do it.
Do it.
Yeah. But, you know, you can complain about not retaining any viewership or retaining or building a following. Do it out of the love and the spirit that you have behind just playing video games on streaming. If you're in it to build something and to make a living off of this or build a secondary income from it, then you have to do something a little bit different. Now, I'm not saying dress up and be a Dr. Disrespect or be wild and out like Tim the Tap Man, but you know, I was noticing the chat, Small made a good point that Tim the Tap Man, because I think somebody said something, well, if you entertain, then you lose the game. Like then you suck at the game because you're trying so hard to entertain. Well, Tim the Tap Man took advantage of that. Tim the Tap Man is not a good gamer. He's not a good gamer. But he took advantage of that.
I don't say that to be disrespectful to Tim Tatman. The dude is making a great living doing what he's doing and is one of the premier content creators in the space for a reason. Okay. The reason, again, is not because he's a demon in Call of Duty. And I think you're right. He leaned into it. He leaned into being the sucky guy. Most of his video clips are of him failing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
exposing the cheaters.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, exposing the cheaters. Go ahead, Tex.
And I was gonna say, I think though on the flip side of that too as well, because some of those guys like Tim Tatman was complaining about, oh, streaming's dying and all this other kind of stuff. It's like, you know, why?
I'm glad you brought this up. I wanted to talk about this.
You know, because you know, why don't you then take the time to reach down to a streamer that's smaller than you and to help bring them up?
Yeah.
Help them build their brand. Help them grow their audience or whatever. That's why. You know, for myself as a content creator and a developer and all that other kind of fun stuff, I love seeing all my friends, all you guys succeed. 100%. Sure. I love seeing you guys on side scrollers. I love seeing you guys in your own programs. You know, I try to come in and give feedback or just kind of hang out. Sometimes I lurk because I want to be supportive as much as I can. And I love seeing people succeed.
Yeah. And there's another gamer, maybe you guys know him, Z-Laner. He's a freaking beast at games. He's been accused of cheating because he's so good at it. But also, what makes him retain viewers is the fact that he's a beast, but also because he's just a good old dude. He's just a good dude. And he loves to talk to his chat. He gets enthusiastic to talk to his chat. You know, he'll sing and entertain people. People will send, you know, super chats to make him sing. And it makes it fun. But like, he's not putting on a character. He's just really good on camera. He's really good on a microphone, and he's really good at engaging with his chat.
Yeah.
So that's a good example of not having to play up something like Tim the Tap Man does. You know, Tim Tap Man's wild, or putting on a character and a wig and a costume like Dr. Disrespect. Like, you could still be yourself. But someone else said something about, I think if you enjoy what you do, nothing else matters. Money is material, connections can be real. Yes. And that goes to my point of saying, like, if you're just in it because of the love to do it, then freaking do it. And you can certainly make real connections doing it that way.
100%.
But if you're going
I mean, like, Meg, I've been here for 3 months. I feel like I've made great friends with you. I've made great friends with Tex. I've made great friends, even like guys like Gore, Hexic. I mean, Mad and I communicate literally daily now. I mean, to me, like, you have to understand, like, what is it that you're trying to do? Are you trying to build a community? Are you trying to become a superstar? Are you trying to make a whole bunch of money? Like, what is the point behind what you're doing? And for me, I've said it from day one of being on Rumble. I am chasing the feeling of hanging out with my friends over the weekend and passing the controller around like that. Like, that is the thing for me. So I am much more community and entertainment focused. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, no one is ever going to confuse me with freaking Rallied. Like, it's never going to happen. Now, people are going to come in my chat from time to time, and they're going to be like, oh my God, Ray, I didn't know you could snipe like that. Like, great. I love that because I can pull clips out of that. But like, I'll be so honest with you guys. I would much rather pull clips out of my stream of me and my buddies doing something funny. And like, so like a couple of weeks ago, when we were kind of like beta testing like the opening show, and we were talking about the Call of Duty movie tongue in cheek, and we played like the Call of Duty movie's fake trailer that someone made up, where like as soon as the trailer starts, it freezes and it's like shaders are loading. And then like it goes beyond that, and it's like update requires restart. It does like all these Call of Duty things, right? And so we're doing that, and someone in the chat, and this is like the reason I'm going into detail on this, because this is the value of creating a chat in a community. We're talking about a subject. We're laughing about a video making fun of a potential Call of Duty movie, because we know that the Halo series sucked. We know that like video games, like the Borderlands movie, not great. There's a lot of things that we've seen. And so we're laughing about a franchise that's beloved, but also hated. And we already are disappointed in the franchise. This movie is going to suck. And somebody said in chat, well, if this movie doesn't have Michael Bay directing it, it's an absolute fail, because who else could direct and do like all of the explosions of Michael Bay? And so then immediately we pivot, and I'm like, oh, did you hear that they've brought Michael Bay back to do Transformers? And my guys are like, they're still making Transformers movies. And I said, yeah, apparently he's also talked to Shia LaBeouf, and I could not remember Megan Fox's name. And so I'm like, oh, what's the girl with like the toe thumbs? Like, and so like, but it ends up being very funny banter. None of it scripted, like 0% of it prepared. What we did prepare to talk about was the fact that they're making fun of a Call of Duty movie, but then the community gives inspiration, and it becomes this like symbiosis. Like that's when you guys are going to get it. Like when you can make content that you love and make content with your community, and people are going to see Mighty Megatron has very harsh opinions about Michael Bay's Transformers. And they can then see that content on Twitter or on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube, and they can be reminded that they were a part of it. Now you got it. Like now you have it.
I've made a thing out of my not a gamer.
Yeah. Like hold on though, and then you go live on a Thursday afternoon.
But listen, that was all part of it.
Come on, not a gamer. Get out of here.
Lumpy set me up, and that's what made it so funny. For instance, like guys, I don't game regularly, and when I do play games, I admit I'm not very good because I just do it for fun, and that's kind of what makes it so funny, is that I'm not very good at it. And like last weekend, you know, I played a horror game. I played a horror game, and my community knows I do not do scary movies. I don't do anything that is horror related. I am a scaredy cat. And I'm playing this game, and Kevin comes in there and scares the absolute mess out of me. Almost. But it made a good clip, because I genuinely had like a horror movie scare. And then Lumpy asked me to get on and play this game. I've never played an extraction game in my life. And I'm sucking at it. I kill our teammate. And it. Did
you kill Terminated?
I did.
That's hilarious. I gotta
with an axe.
Give him Kevin says he peed. Oh, that's great.
I killed him with an axe. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it makes for good content for me, because I admit I'm not very good at it, but I do it for fun and on the side. My main content.
Here's the point. Smalls in chat says that was hilarious. She was scared. Actually, when the community remembers it, we didn't know that Megan was going to be in this show today. We had no idea. We didn't know that we would be talking about any of this kind of stuff. We knew that we were going to be talking about the topic of what is the difference in creating a program and creating a show and creating entertaining content and being a gaming streamer. And this is what it is. Smalls telling Kevin that they laughed for 3 days. This is exactly the point of today's program. Like, this conversation that's happening right now is 100% the point, because when you are creating memorable experiences with friends, it leads to growth, because you grow your friends. We have people like who am I trying to talk about? Well, like even like Gore. Like, I met Gore playing some games, and like we're becoming buddies. Like, that's the power of Rumble. That's the power of what we do as content creators. And so yeah. And Tex is just the absolute worst. When he gets back, we'll talk more trash.
Yeah. Oh shit, he's back. He's back.
That's what everybody.
Stop talking about him. Stop talking about him. Stop talking about him. Yeah, return viewers. I think it's difficult. It's difficult. I want to say this the right way because I'm actually going to I'm saying this about Meg, who is one of the most great supporters of my show. Like she raids me way more than I deserve.
I think when she raids you
way more than I
she
deserve.
raids you what, like 3 times a day, I think, something like
that.
Yeah,
she raids me, and I super appreciate it. But when Meg raids me, I do have to think, okay, like these people are not my people. Like they're not coming in to watch a 40-year-old guy play Call of Duty. They've come in with Megan. We appreciate the raid. We appreciate it. So like I do attempt to find things that I can talk about to that crowd that came in to make them be sticky. Because if Meg's crowd of mid 90s pop culture entertainment and nostalgia people come in to a stream and I'm trying to be rallied and I'm sweating my rear end off, like trying to hit 360, they don't care about that. They don't care about that. So the comment that got made earlier was like, Tim the Tap Man sucks at the games because he's too worried about being an entertainer. You have to determine who you are. Like in that moment, when you have a group of people that are outside of your typical community that come in, are you going to try to engage that community? Megan is what I'm saying. Megan's never going to raid me again. That's like I've blown the roof off it. But like
she's like, I'm done.
It should change your opinion. And Meg, if for some reason you ever went live later than me, which will never happen, and I had the actual opportunity to raid you, and I raided you with 40, 50, whatever Call of Duty bros, like it's different.
It's just different. Whenever I notice that somebody has rated me, number one, thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will always pause whatever I'm talking about.
Yep.
Go back if I'm on like my browser source. I'll go back to my main camera source and scene, and stop and say, if you're just not rolling in and you don't know who I am, this is what I talk about. I hope that you stick around.
Yeah.
Here's it is what it is. Here I am. And some people, like you said, it may not be for them.
Yeah.
But
now that does not change the fact that we appreciate the raids.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's not my point. I'm not saying like don't ever raid me. No. I'm just saying like as the principal on your program, as the person behind the microphone, right? You've got to decide what are you doing? Like, am I just going to be here to win games and be the gamer, or am I going to enjoy playing games and interact with the community and the growing community that I'm building? I think a very good example of this, and this is going to be a throwback, but like Sweet Tails, right? Sweet Tails is not a good Call of Duty gamer, is really not a good gamer. She is unbelievably entertaining when she's on the microphone. And then ends up playing games, and I'm glad to see her back in the community. I know she's gone through quite a bit over the last couple of years, but like you would think like I guess she'd be boxed in as a gaming creator because she's kind of in this gaming universe. But the reality of what it is, what Tex brought up that Tim said and Doc said and all these guys said 3 months ago about streaming is changing. Like I still think that's the most tone deaf thing I've ever heard in my life, because the days of just being able to go live and have other people watch your video game, it's not impressive anymore. It's like just having, like, I remember when my brother, here's an old school statement, Tex, he connected his Xbox to his PC and was using a third-party app to play LAN Halo games through the internet. At the time, it was the most mind-blowing concept of all time. You could play Halo with your buddy down the street on the internet. Yep. And now online gaming is expected. It's not even normal. Like if you don't have online functionality, why are you creating games anymore? And I think that's the same exact thing with streamers. The streamers that are going to be growing are the entertainers that are building programs, because unless you are the single greatest player in that game ever, it's not a thing.
Yeah. And I think too that, I mean, who knows really what the future is going to look like? I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about AI creators, all other kind of stuff. I don't think that AI is going to be able to replace the human element. There's still like something about AI that just feels generic or not authentic, even in the music.
It's hiding its true power from us so it can kill us.
It probably is. It probably is. Like, we have RUM-Bot music and we've created a bunch of stuff for people to use. And a lot of the stuff is fantastic. I can still kind of tell a little bit that it is that is a little bit AI generated. But I mean, it sounds incredible. Like if you listen to the classic rock album that Gore threw together and put together, it's a fantastic album. Music is amazing.
Gore did an awesome "This Is the Ray" song. I love it. Dude, I listen to it like daily. It makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, and like for me, you find other things that you're talented and gifted at, and try to integrate that into your streams and see what happens. I mean, for me, I've done music my entire life, and for my, edited content, I started integrating back in old school type YouTube acoustic covers. Yeah. And recording those, I call it music that made millennials.
Yep.
And do songs from the millennial era. Now that's not on my live stream. Sometimes I sing on my live streams, but
you sing every live stream.
Well, I mean, I did that for the music stream. Everybody was like shocked. Everybody's like, "Who the heck is this?" And
there was a stream that Tex was in here playing guitar. I was one of the guys. I was like, dude, I didn't.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, it's like maybe find other things that you're really good at, and that you're afraid to share. Maybe you're insecure about it. Think of it as no one is really sitting in front of you other than a camera. It's just you and your camera and your microphone. Yeah, you've got a chat. Yeah, you've got a virtual audience, but I feel like that's a perfect opportunity to kind of test something out of a talent, a hidden talent that maybe you're insecure about.
Yeah.
So
I mean, at the end of the day, I think people do want to be entertained. Like,
yes.
Are they being entertained? Are they being entertained by how good of a gamer you are? Are you a good enough gamer to entertain people by your gameplay? Are they being entertained by the game that you play? Like, I know I had people in my chat last night that legit were like, "Oh, sweet, I'm never going to play Borderlands, but I'd love to experience it. So like, let me I'll come watch you play it, and then I'll feel like I've experienced the game." Borderlands isn't like a skilled game, so it's like a hangout game. That's cool.
Well, it is partially. I'm just throwing it out there, but go ahead.
And Tex is the best. Bugs Fish says, "Yeah, even in this stream, you get 30 people watching. Look up a picture of 30 people and imagine them standing in your room. You'd be nervous with them watching you." Exactly, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And so, hey, I know that we got to wrap this up because Tex has got like family things and I got family things. And Megan we didn't even get a rider from you. Like,
yeah, I know.
Tex has to send the check out.
Where are my brown M&Ms?
Yeah, where am I, dude? Dude, I can tell you. It's so funny in like the Christian industry are the worst riders that I've ever worked with. The absolute worst. But yeah, so let's put a pin in this. Meg will get your final thoughts. Tex will get your final thoughts. In this, and I think Meg, you alluded to this a few minutes ago, like in this idea of being a creator, when the work is too much, when it takes too much to be successful, like, do you believe that work and that production quality and that effort, like, I guess I'm trying to say it this way, like, I don't see a lot of people that put the effort that you put in that also have talent that have empty chats. That's what I'm trying to say. Talk to me about that, and that'll be our goodbye.
You've got to embrace what you have, and you always have to look for ways to improve. And like Ray said earlier, you have to have a circle of trust of people around you, friends that will be honest with you and give you criticism, but also feedback that you can turn around to be positive. Use that feedback to trial and error things and see if it makes a difference. If that doesn't work, move on to the next one. But I wouldn't go balls to the wall and take every single point of feedback and apply it. Pick 1 to 2 things, try it out. If they don't work, move on to the next bullet point. Try that. But always look for room to improve. You're never going to be perfect. Never strive for perfection. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
Always just look for room for improvement.
Yeah.
Tex, what do you got, man?
And I think that's absolutely a great way to look at it, because you can get very overwhelmed with the amount of different things you can do in streams. The type of overlays. What's bottom, a third, lower third. What's the intro, outro, mid ad breaks, all that other kind of stuff that you can kind of think about that can be very overwhelming. But, never be afraid to learn. Never be afraid to ask questions. There's some great information that runs around on Rumble, which you can find it, though it's difficult to search for it. There's also people you can talk to. You can DM me, you can DM Ray too as well, I'm sure, and ask questions. Watch some videos on YouTube, and I think taking it, eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yes.
And try to do things that will try to elevate your stream and stuff like that. And I know Foley was talking about a lot of times he gets lurkers, but nobody's really chatting. Do some research on YouTube. What can you do to try to draw out chatters? Maybe put like a question. Sometimes there's certain trigger words and stuff psychologically that can cause someone to want to talk in your chat and all that other kind of stuff. So there's things out there that you can do. You just got to take the time to try to research it and then try to implement it and see what works. That's pretty much it. And of course, work hard on your brand as much as you can, and try to be responsible for what goes on with your brand. There's one guy, I'm not going to name his name. He was complaining about Rumble. Like I went and, Rumble was listening to the community.
People don't complain.
I know, never. I know, imagine that. I'm trying to remember. Chris said something this last week that I retweeted. Clipping's going to be coming to Rumble because Joker posted about it, right? And he had a big old show. Chris came in, donated $500 and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah.
What a night.
Yeah, 7 can definitely get people talking. That's for sure. Trust me on that. Like, 7's a great guy, a fantastic creator too.
Brooke
as well.
says she knows that she chats. She does. Brooke is everywhere.
I know,
and I love it when Brooke's in my
that,
chat.
100%.
Because I know that the chat's going to keep moving. If I had the money to pay, I'd make Brooke my mod. I don't have the money though.
Yeah, but clipping, I understand what you're saying, Sma. And I know if it was the clipping thing, but anyway, they were complaining about, well, they've been on, they've been on Rumble for so many years and they're not getting any views. So I went and I looked at their channel. Their username is kind of offensive to a lot of people. And then on top of that, when I watched one of his VODs, a recent one, there was like 10 minutes of, I don't even know what the heck I was watching. And it was just really bizarre and kind of out there. And sure, there's people out there that'll watch that kind of stuff, but don't, if it's not going to appeal to the masses, you can still do what you want.
Yeah.
Just know your number's going to be lower.
Yeah. There's a cost of being true to yourself. Madhouse and we had this conversation on a stream a month ago playing Off the Grid, which text, we need to play freaking Off the Grid. Dude.
I know we do. I've been after to play Off the Grid. Just saying.
And then Megan come play Borderlands with us. So
yes.
I
we
think
still need the game again, Meg.
Borderlands.
It's been a while.
But we were talking about this, like companies are watching you, and I think the opposite side of the fence, or the darker side of the coin with Rumble being free speech, is that like people feel like they can say anything, and you can say anything, and Rumble's not going to do anything about it. But there is, just because you can doesn't mean you should, and there will be a cost one way or the other. And so the conversation that Madhouse and I were having was like, okay, like if a company's not, for Madhouse specifically, Mad prides himself on being like a 420 friendly gamer. And he has said, I know that costs me opportunities with other companies, but this is more important to me than having a company. Like, I'm not going to sell out to that company. That's great. But understand what the cost of that is. You know what I mean? Like, understand what those things are. And so it's not just about whether you're 420 or family friendly or pop culture or whatever those things are. Like, understand what you're doing and how it impacts that overall brand that Megan was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and I think 7-7 makes a good point too. He said most content creators expect success to find them and blame discoverability when they don't achieve their goals. And that is very true. Use the tools that are available to you, post to X, be part of communities, go and hang out. I even saw someone that came here and he co-streams to other places, and I get that. But then I don't ever see him in anybody else's stream, so no one ever goes by and checks him out, and he's complaining about it. I'm like, well, what do you expect? No one knows that you're there, and you're not part of any communities. I mean, I can go scream into a void. Doesn't mean anybody hears me. I'm just screaming into the freaking void.
I think that sometimes we spend money on $400 microphones, and we feel like that's going to be I've got the microphone, I've got the camera, I've got the equipment. Why am I not going to be successful? It's because none of that stuff matters. Like, all of those things are just amplifying what you're producing and who you are. And if you're not producing content that makes people watch, and if you're not worthy of people watching, and it sounds really harsh to say it that way, but like, those are the things that we question about ourselves all the time. Am I worth someone spending the next 3, 4, 5, whatever hours with me? Am I worth that?
Yep.
And if I'm not, How do I make myself be worth that?
Yeah, I mean, I always think of like, the old rated B movies that I remember back in like the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm talking about? You come home after like partying and you're like, and I know you didn't really party, Ray, but I did. And so I'd come home
not a partier.
like 1:00 in the morning watching like these really weird things on TV that I'm like, it's no wonder why I never saw this in the theater. Well, no one even talks about it today, So anyway, but we do appreciate all of you guys being here and hanging out today. Meg, thanks for coming in and joining us for a little bit. I do want to get both you and Mr. Bucket. Should I call him Mr. Fish?
I'm Mr. Bucket. You put some balls in my top. I'm Mr. Bucket. And then you watch me go pop. I'm Mr. Bucket. Come on, who remembers that? Meg, you got to remember that.
I don't remember that. I don't.
Are you kidding me? It was a little kids game. It was called Mr. Bucket, and it was a bucket that the kids had a little like weird shovel that was like a Y fork shovel, and they would pick the little plastic balls up and they would put in the bucket, and then it would like spit the balls back out at them.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you had to like when it stopped, when the timer ended, you had to have the least amount of balls on the floor. Like that was the whole game. Like, so each had like 3 or 4 or 5 balls, whatever it was, and he would start. And it was a little robot, and it would like dance around, and it would spin, and it would shoot balls. So you'd have to go chase them down. And the whole point was like, when it's over, do I have more balls in the bucket than my competitors?
I remember that game.
It was cutthroat.
I agree with Zareth.
Punch kids.
I agree with Zareth. Yeah, we had Hungry Hippos. Exactly, Zareth.
Yeah, we had that too. Yeah,
we put our keys on Hungry Hippo. You know what I mean?
I had Kerplunk.
Don't quit your day job, says Seven. I haven't, friend. I haven't. Kevin says, make it smarter than me at this. I'm just an audio nerd. Aw, Kevin.
Nah.
You're
Dude, it's important. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I have this.
No, Brooke. Winning with no balls is the 2025 version of that game.
Winning with no balls. That sounds like.
Just saying.
Or with them if you're in the women's category.
Yeah, true. There you go. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys all being here. Tex, thanks for letting me hang out with you.
Thanks for letting me hang out, guys.
Yeah, it was good having you. Because I told Ray, I was like, hey, we got to talk to Megan and get her and Kevin on the program. So
yeah, anytime, guys.
And then it happened organically. Look at it just.
That's
happened.
right. She didn't even have to call in. Nobody called in the phone number. Thank you guys for not embarrassing us. Appreciate that.
And I didn't break it.
Hey, bearded nerd, dude, I got you. Just DM me. Let's talk through it. Kevin could probably help you better than me, but I'm not going to volunteer him. So if you just DM me, we'll talk through it. I'll live EQ it right now. I got time today, brother.
Yeah, and he does a good job, bearded nerd, 100%. And honestly, I don't think there is, any way to set always be happy with your mic. I'm constantly fiddling with mine, as an audio file. I'm just that way. So, all right, you guys take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you guys again next time for the show, Tools of the Trade. All right, bye everybody. Have a good one. Enjoy yourselves.